have been taught to pursue her excitement. You have learned to be a source of novelty, of energy, of constant stimulation. You tell jokes to make her laugh. You tell stories to impress her. You plan elaborate dates to entertain her. You have become a performer in the theater of her attention, a jester desperately seeking the applause of her arousal, your heart pounding with the pathetic hope that this next trick, this next line will be the one that finally wins her. Your energy is a frantic, anxious spark trying to ignite a fire in her. And you have noticed, haven't you, that this excitement is fleeting. It is a flash of lightning that leaves the air smelling of ozone, but provides no lasting warmth, no resonant heat. She is entertained, perhaps, but she is not captivated. She is not possessed. Pause. She does not think of you when you are gone. This is because you have made a great fundamental miscalculation. You have mistaken the chaotic crackle of excitement for the deep, resonant hum of true sensuality. And in doing so, you have remained a mere entertainer, forever barred from the inner sanctum where true obsessive desire is born. Today, we do not teach you how to excite her. We teach you how to become sensual. And in this distinction lies a power so profound, so devastatingly effective, that it will permanently re-architect your understanding of attraction itself. This is the gnosis that separates the boy who chases butterflies from the man who cultivates a garden so magnificent, so terrifyingly beautiful, that the butterflies have no choice but to come and rest in its stillness. The alchemy of atmosphere. Excitement versus sensuality. To master this art, you must first understand the vast, desolate chasm that separates these two states. Excitement is an external event. It is a peak, a roller coaster ride. It is something you frantically do to her. It is loud, fast, and desperately demands her attention. It is the anxious, needy energy of the beta trying to prove his worth, or the unrefined alpha trying to dominate the moment with brute force. It is, by its very nature, unsustainable. And when the performance ends, the feeling vanishes, and she is left with a strange, hollow emptiness. Sensuality, by contrast, is an internal state that becomes an external atmosphere. It is not a peak, it is a climate. It is not something you do to her, it is something you are, which then reshapes the very air she breathes. It is quiet, it is slow, it is patient. It does not demand her attention. It commands her nervous system. It is the energy of the sovereign, utterly at home in his own skin, savoring the texture of reality itself with a connoisseur's profound, almost dangerous detachment. The man of excitement is a firework, dazzling for a moment, then gone, leaving only the memory of smoke and a faint ringing in her ears. The man of sensuality is a hearth, a source of constant, magnetic warmth that she finds herself unconsciously, irresistibly drawn to, a heat that lingers in her soul long after she has left his presence. The fatal error of the modern man is that he has been trained to be a firework, wondering why she always feels so cold after his desperate show is over. Think of the men who have truly captivated women, not just for a night, but for a lifetime. The iconic seducers of history and film. Was their power in their frantic energy, their endless jokes, or was it in their profound, almost dangerous calm? Their ability to savor a moment, a glass of wine, a single lingering glance. They were not exciting. They were sensual. If this distinction between the frantic spark and the steady, eternal flame resonates within you as a profound truth, command the like button. Acknowledge this first, vital Gnostic key.
The 4 rituals of sensual dominion, forging the irresistible atmosphere. Becoming a source of sensuality is not an accident. It is a discipline. It is the result of 4 conscious, ritualistic practices that recalibrate your very being, transmuting your anxious energy into gravitational presence. Ritual 1. The mastery of the micro-moment, the connoisseur's gaze. The excited man lives in the future, his mind frantically planning his next line, his next move, terrified of the silence. The sensual man inhabits the present with the focused, almost predatory intensity of a master connoisseur. Your actionable gnosis. For the next week, this is your only temple. When you drink your morning coffee, do not just consume it, experience it. Feel the weight and heat of the mug. Inhale the raw, earthy aroma. Savor the first bitter, beautiful shock of the taste on your tongue. Apply this ruthless presence to everything. The texture of the chair you are sitting in. The way the light cuts across the room like a blade. The subtle shift in the air when a beautiful woman walks past. You must train your mind to stop chasing the next moment and to instead extract the maximum sensory data from the current one. The atmospheric effect. When you are with her, this cultivated practice will emanate from you as a powerful, unnerving calm. You will not be frantically searching her face for approval. You will be calmly appreciating the specific, unique shade of green in her eyes. You will not be rushing through your story. You will be savoring the taste of your wine as you speak. This profound presence, this ability to be utterly, completely here, is intoxicating. It creates a bubble of reality around you, a timeless zone that slows her frantic mind and involuntarily calms her nervous system. She will feel a peace in your presence that she finds nowhere else, and she will begin to crave it like a drug. Ritual 2. The art of deliberate slowness, the gravity of motion. The excited man is fast. His speech is rushed. His movements are jerky, leaking his anxiety into the air. The sensual man understands that power moves slowly. Gravity itself is a slow, inexorable force. Your actionable gnosis. Consciously slow all of your physical movements by 25%. When you reach for your glass, do it with the deliberate grace of a king. When you walk across a room, do so as if you own every inch of it and have all the time in the world. When she asks you a question, allow a single resonant beat of silence to pass before you even begin to formulate your answer. The atmospheric effect. Deliberate slowness is a powerful non-verbal broadcast of absolute dominance and control. It communicates on a primal level that you are not reacting to the world is waiting for you. It forces her to attune to your rhythm. Her frantic, anxious energy will begin to slow down to match yours, a subconscious act of surrender. You are not just having a conversation. You are conducting the tempo of the interaction. This calm, unhurried presence is the very definition of sensuality.
Ritual 3. The resonance of the subvocal, the sorcerer's voice. The excited man talks at her. His voice is often in his throat, high-pitched, fast, desperately seeking to impress and entertain. The sensual man's voice resonates through her. Your actionable gnosis. Practice speaking from your diaphragm, not your chest. Cultivate the late-night FM DJ voice we speak of in the cathedral. That low, calm, reassuring tone that feels like a physical vibration. When you are with her, consciously lower your volume so that she must lean in slightly, almost imperceptibly, to hear you. This is a physical manifestation of her chasing your frame. Use your pauses not as moments of uncertainty, but as instruments of tension, as punctuation in a sacred text. The atmospheric effect. A low, resonant voice bypasses her analytical mind and speaks directly to her limbic system. It is the sound of safety, of authority, of calm masculine power. It is, in its essence, a form of auditory hypnosis. Your voice ceases to be mere sound and becomes a physical sensation, a vibration that soothes her, captivates her, and makes her crave to hear more, to be enveloped in its frequency. Ritual 4. The gaze of appreciation, not acquisition. The excited man's gaze is one of acquisition. It scans her, assesses her, and communicates a hungry, desperate need. It is the gaze of a consumer, and it makes her feel like a product on a shelf. The sensual man's gaze is one of appreciation. It is the gaze of an artist, and it makes her feel like a masterpiece. Your actionable gnosis. The next time you are with a woman, do not just look at her. Choose one small, unique detail, the way a single curl falls across her forehead, a tiny freckle by her eye, the specific, almost imperceptible curve of her lip just before she smiles, and allow your gaze to rest there for a moment with genuine, quiet, almost reverent appreciation. The atmospheric effect. This communicates something profoundly different from raw lust. It tells her, I am not just consuming your overall hotness. I am taking the time to see the unique, subtle beauty in the details of you. This makes a woman feel not just desired, but seen. It is an act of profound intimacy that creates the feeling of being a cherished, unique work of art rather than just another target for acquisition. This is the gaze that makes her feel uniquely, exquisitely sensual in her own skin. These 4 rituals are the very forge of the sensual man. They are not easy. They require a conscious, often painful rebellion against a world that screams for more speed, more noise, more excitement. They demand discipline. Which of these rituals feels the most alien to your current way of being? The stillness, the slowness, the resonant voice, the appreciative gaze? Name your greatest challenge in the comments below. To acknowledge the path is to begin walking it. The cost of remaining merely exciting is a life of fleeting connections and a profound, aching loneliness. The prize for cultivating true sensuality is a power so deep, so magnetic, that she will reorient her entire reality just to be near its warmth. The mirroring effect, when she begins to perform for you. And now, initiate, we arrive at the final, beautiful, and devastating consequence of embodying this sensual frame. When you are no longer a frantic performer trying to win her attention, when your presence itself has become a rich, calm, and deeply appreciative atmosphere, a profound reversal occurs. She, accustomed to men who demand and chase, is suddenly in the presence of a man who simply is. A man who is so utterly, profoundly captivated by the sensory experience of his own reality that he does not need her to do anything. And in the face of this sovereign, sensual detachment, her own ancient feminine programming ignites with a desperate fire. She will feel an unconscious, irresistible urge to capture the attention of the one man in the room who does not seem to need it. She will begin to perform for you. She will touch her own neck. She will play with her hair. She will cross and uncross her legs, not for the room, but for your gaze. She will make her own movements more slow, more deliberate, more sensual. She is mirroring the very atmosphere you are creating. She is attempting to speak your language. She is working with every fiber of her being to become a worthy object of your connoisseur's gaze. You are no longer the seducer. You have become the seduction itself. You are the sacred fire, and she is the moth, compelled by a force she cannot understand, drawn to the beautiful, dangerous, irresistible glow of your being. The cathedral's embrace, the path to becoming the atmosphere. To transform yourself from the frantic firework into the steady, magnetic hearth is the high alchemy of Seduction Noire. It is the journey from doing to being. If this gnosis of sensuality has shattered your old, clumsy paradigms of attraction, if you now understand the vast chasm between the boy's excitement and the king's presence, command the like button. Acknowledge this deeper, more potent path. This is but one pillar in the cathedral of sovereign power. In our last transmission, we spoke of the vital necessity of a man's mission. This sensuality we speak of today is the natural, atmospheric byproduct of that mission-driven man. He is sensual precisely because his focus is not on her, but on the world he is building. These truths are interconnected, each one strengthening the others. To truly master this, you must master them all. The journey to becoming this man, the man whose very presence is an act of seduction, requires more than a single lesson. It requires a total immersion in the gnosis. Subscribe and strike the obsidian bell of unveiling. Commit yourself to the path of becoming not just a man who attracts women, but a man whose reality they will ache to inhabit. Stop trying to excite her. Become so utterly, profoundly, sensually captivated by your own existence, and watch as she begs for an invitation into your world.